Good afternoon. Today I'm going to walk you through how to use the mail merge function to create your Ag Ed family trees. We decided in Illinois that we wanted to incorporate the trees, but we're looking for a way to save a little bit of time. So we found this mail merger function that seems to be working well for us. So I'll just walk through a quick demonstration. The first thing that you're going to want to do is have your tree set up. We are still working on our design here. So I've just set up this mock version of a tree just so that we have something to work with in this demo. The next thing that you're going to want is your information in an Excel document. We have ours put together here in Excel. What we did is we used Google Form to get the teacher's information and then downloaded it into an Excel document. So this is just a portion of some of the teachers' names for this demonstration's purpose. One thing I would recommend is to make sure you do have titles across the top. When you're putting in the information, it will help if they're short so that you know which each column is when you're looking at just the title. So we'll go back to our tree. Once you have your tree set up the way that you like, you can go ahead and hit mailings and then start mail merge. And then I would recommend using the step-by-step mail merge wizard. It'll come up with some different options. I stick with the letter. There really isn't a great option for the project that we're doing, but the letter seems to work just fine. Then just hit next. We are going to be using this current document that we have here, so you can hit next again. And then it asks where to pull the recipient information, and we're going to pull it from an existing list. So you will just have to identify the list that you're pulling it from. The first thing to ask you here is, are the first row of information titles? And you are going to want it to be titles across the top. So we'll tell it okay. And then it's going to bring up all that data. If you're going through and there, for some reason, is teachers or a couple that you don't need to make trees for, you can't unclick their information and it will skip them when putting in the information. For this demo, we'll leave everybody in though. Hit okay. So then you're going to hit, now it tells us it's pulling it from that document. You'll hit next. And this is where you'll start putting in your information. So you'll click on this more items, and this brings all of our titles right here. So we're going to put in this gold box on ours the name of the teacher. And under that, we're going to put their current high school. Then in the bottom for our roots, we are putting in on the left side their home high school ag teacher. And underneath that, their home high school. In the next box, we're including the community college that they attended, if they attended a community college. One thing about our trees is we are going to have to go through afterwards and delete the boxes that we didn't use, or you could leave them if you don't mind the way that they look blank. On our next box, we're putting the university that teacher attended. And in the last box, we are putting their cooperating teacher. And under that, the high school that they did their student teaching. One of the things that is a little bit of a pain is you do have to click in and out of this function to get everything. In the leaves, for us in the green, we're going to be putting in students that were theirs. So we'll put in former student 1, former student 2. As I keep putting these in, one thing that you'll have to do at the end is go through, and some people have more former students than others. One recommendation is to take your person that has the most, put that number of boxes on, and then go through and delete. We broke ours in half. We had about, well, not half, but probably more than half that had less than 10 leaves. So we went ahead and did those in one group, just to save from having to delete afterwards. Although if you don't mind the boxes in there with no names, you could leave it It really is just a personal preference. In our red boxes, we're going to be putting in student teachers that came through with our main teacher here. Just keep putting in your information. I went ahead and tried to set up our fonts and things ahead of time before I did this so that I didn't have to go through and mess with each one. You can do it before, you can do it after. You can definitely make changes after doing the mail merge. Just sometimes can take a little bit more going back and forth with the system. Sometimes if you're less familiar with it, it's just easier to get it all done up front. Okay, so we've got all our information put in, and then we can hit next to preview our letter. And it's going to go through. You can make adjustments here. You know, if this box, we need it to be wider, or if we decide we would rather change the font size, we can do things like that at this point. At any point, you can go back, and any changes you make here are going to change on all of them. So if I want to make the box a little bigger, or I want to make the font a little smaller, you want to do it in this view so it changes everyone. So we'll go back and preview again. All right, and then it kind of shows all of the information that's going in there. And so you can go through and kind of make your adjustments there. If you click up here, it's going to show you each recipient. So you'll see that the names change as we click through. Some will have more leaves than others. And you can kind of just go through and spot check, find things that need fixed. Again, if you're looking at it and you say, man, I would rather see the font be a little bit bigger on the names, you can just hit previous. And it will send you back to this view, and you can go ahead and change the fonts for every side, for every box on all the trees. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, change the color, this would kind of be the place to do it. So again, once you have it done, you just hit complete the merge. And then I usually hit the edit individual letters. It's going to put it in a new document. It's going to be, you can pick again which ones you want to do. I'm going to do all of them. So now we've got the two documents here. Here's our demo that we can always go back to and fix. And our current document, which is still loading. It takes sometimes a little bit of time with all that information. And you can scroll through and see each of your sheets. For us, it did pull the information exactly the way the teacher put it. So this teacher didn't capitalize. So we would probably go through and do some spot checking on that, either at this point, or you could do it back in your Excel document before you do the merger. Again, go through if we want to delete boxes. You know, this teacher did not come from a high school ag program. You can do those kind of moves. So it's still going to take some time. Oops. Still going to take some time to get them all perfect, but at least it saves from typing. You know, we have about 150 trees. We're making all 150 names into them. So I think that's it. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email is mcoy2@agriculturaleducation.org, and I'd be happy to help, or give me a call, 217-493-8791. If anyone has any fantastic looking trees, like I said, we're really working on our design of our tree layout. We'd love to see what everyone has. So thanks, and have a great day.